Little two birds with one stone there,
I don't
brother.
like that one bit. Are we going, Emily? I had this
Double watered up.
Yeah, double
With your
fisted
blanket
waters,
on.
baby. Yeah, people are gonna think I'm.
I thought you were
dying.
ill.
No, I'm not. I'm pretty. Today's the first day I actually feel like bouncing back a little bit because I was trying to go so hard for all the weeks leading up to the play and then for the play, and then I was like, okay, I'll probably shut my body down on Monday and
Rightfully
Tuesday.
so.
Yeah, which was all right. You know, it wasn't half bad. And today's the first day I've been feeling a little back at it, but just the past couple hours I was like, I don't just feel like being cozy, you know.
Nothing wrong with being cozy.
Nothing wrong with being
I
cozy.
wish that I could be cozy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I don't have that luxury.
We only have one blanket.
Yeah.
Maybe we should invest in a
A
second
couple
blanket.
hours ago, I wish
This
I could
isn't
be
a
cozy.
second blanket kind of podcast, kid. We should do a pajama day, though. For real.
I mean, I'd probably be wearing this. This is what
Yeah.
I wear. Not to sleep, but
Right.
can't do the show naked. I don't sleep in the nude.
Okay, good.
Used to.
Yeah, I think that just sounds so uncomfortable to me. Like when people do that.
No,
Just
there's
because like
nothing
all
better.
of your like skin touching your skin, like it just seems, I don't like that at all. Like
Nothing better.
if I get really, really hot in the summer or something, I'll whip the shirt off. But I have to wear pants, like pajama pants to bed. I can't wear pajama shorts or boxers or anything. I can't wear, well, first of all, I can't wear boxers to sleep because, listen, I hate to say it, but it's just, there's too much going on down there. So it's so constricted. So I wear pajama pants, no underwear. But I have to have, like, my legs fully covered to sleep.
Yeah,
Because
it's
then
ridiculous.
my bare knees touching each other in the night, gross. Oh, I cannot get down with that. That just does not feel right, brother. That's just bad news all the way.
Can't be touching knees.
Absolutely not. They should have some kind of like old school.
What about
like,
ankles?
Ankles. Well, again, because the pajama pants that I wear, I usually get them a little longer so that they cover the ankles. So I'll have the ankles, covered and not touching usually. Sometimes they'll touch because, my ankles are pretty thin. So they kind of like fit together like puzzle pieces. You know what I'm saying? Can I, fellas, you hear me out there? You know what I mean? Like the ball of your ankle and like your heel kind of like, it like
You
fits
nestle it
together.
right in there?
Yeah, it kind of nestles. It's a bit of a nestle situation. So sometimes I'll nestle ankles, which sounds, well, that sounds like graphic, but gotta be long pants. I can't do it without it.
And a long shirt, preferably, or t-shirts.
No, t-shirt all the way.
What if your arms? What if your arms touch?
That's okay. There's certain like spots where it's okay and they're not touching too much. Brother, I'm just telling you,
I'm not critiquing you.
I feel like often,
I'm not. I didn't say a word.
You didn't have to. Your eyes said it all. Your eyes told the story.
Well, that's just how you feel that I am. That's how you feel in the moment, not necessarily how I am. Not necessarily what I'm thinking.
This is incredible. I think we've made a lot of progress right now for here, and I think this is important for a lot of people to hear that your perception is reality, and
No, it's not.
do with that what you will. It 100% is. That's why crazy people are crazy.
Yeah. No, I didn't mean percent. I don't know what I meant.
Yeah.
I meant your thoughts, but your thoughts are not your reality.
Well, they were though, until you realize that you can't always trust your thoughts. You feel me? Here, take a hit of this.
Just real. Whoa.
So I had this memory. I don't know why I was. Oh, I do remember why I was thinking about this today. But I wonder if you remember this.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. But I want to know because for me, this is a fond memory. But for you, I'm not sure it would be. Because maybe I'm misremembering some things. But there was this. We were young. We were in elementary school. And we were upstairs in our parents' room watching their TV. And they were downstairs or something. And,
Lion King 1.5.
Huh?
Lion King 1.5. Is that what we were watching?
No, we were watching
Do you know what I'm talking about? Lion King.
Yeah, Lion King 1.5. Of
Yeah.
course, I'll never forget it. It's a fantastic film. I do remember what we were watching though. It was like a Discovery Channel show about like this. I don't remember what it was, but this particular episode was about like dust mites and shit.
Okay.
That's not the point of the story. The point of the story is this. We were, to pass the time, this is before cell phones. We were seeing if we could actually do like atomic wedgies. Like if an atomic wedgie was a real thing. For those of you who might not know, an atomic wedgie is when you get the waistband up over somebody's head. And I think there are some variations, depending on like regionally, you could consider different things atomic as far as wedgies goes. But I think broadly speaking, an atomic wedgie, the waistband has to go over your head. Now, so we're pretty much just two young boys going back and forth, giving each other wedgies as hard as we fucking can to try and, for science. We're doing it for science. And I'm pretty sure we got it over your head at one point. But what I do know for sure we did, because I don't know if we were able to get the waistband that far.
There's no chance.
There's a chance, baby. Hanes were stretchier back then. But I know one thing, because our parents had this like
metal
bed. So the one thing I know we did was we took turns. You were first. So I give you a wedgie, I grab you, and I hang you on the bedpost of our parents.
On that fucking lion, lion head.
Yes, on the post at the foot of our parents' bed, and your feet are dangling, and you're hanging by your underwear, and we were laughing so hard, and then it was like, okay, my turn. And I got up there. Do you remember this?
No.
Okay. Well, I do. And it's a fond memory.
And
for
you
me.
went up there. It was fond for you while it was happening too.
Yeah, because it's like we're doing science. We're figuring out, because cartoons like Dexter's Laboratory, Codename Kids Next Door, Billy and Mandy. Atomic wedgies were a thing in cartoons, like a lot. People were always getting atomic wedgies. So you want to know the science of that. I mean, it could have gone worse if we had grown up in the Looney Tune days. I would have been like, man, I'm about to drop a piano on you. Yeah. So atomic wedgies is literally the lesser of two evils here. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't remember that, but I feel like I could paint an image of like me. I almost said to you, like, did you hang me from the bed?
Yes, I can picture it still so vividly. We were laughing so hard. And your feet are... it's not like the bedpost is that high. So your feet are just barely not touching the floor. And it's so funny. And that is why I feel like having children is just a nightmare. Like, this is like, what the fuck? Like, why are they doing
That's
this?
not even bad. I hope my kids are doing... There's way worse things that your kids could be doing than that. They could be doing heroin.
Yeah, that's true. But...
methamphetamines. They could be doing amphetamines.
Yeah, but if you're, if they're not doing that, then they're,
like, do you think we would have got yelled at had our parents walked in for doing that?
Yes, I do. I do think that.
Yeah, probably.
Giving each other wedgies. I do think they wouldn't have stood
consensual
for it.
wedgies.
I don't think it would have mattered.
Both parties.
I don't think it would have mattered.
But I think it would have been like, you're gonna break the bed.
Yeah.
I think
stuff like
hanging
that.
from the bed would have been the issue.
That's a thing. It would have been more about like collateral damage, not the actual potential of any physical harm to ourselves. Because again, we were having a blast. So
yeah, that's all. That's what it's all about. Having fun.
Yeah,
wedging people.
Yep.
What are you gonna do? There's no way, by the way, that you could perform an atomic wedgie unless you had like extraordinarily sized underwear.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's just no way it could be that stretchy.
If you got like
no.
Well, because it's what you're saying. It's like it's all relative person underwear. So if you put like, because I think I was in 3rd grade when we were doing this, so you would have been in 2nd grade. So you're 7. So let's say you put like an adult pair of underpants on a 7-year-old.
That's what I'm saying. Unless your underpants were excessively big.
Yeah,
That
but
was
the
how I
whole
started.
point of the wedgie is like you're grabbing the person's pants that they're wearing. Yeah, it'd be tough.
I mean, we could try it out again for science if you want me to give it a try. I'll see if I can get your underwear up over your head.
My
No.
being wedgie days are over. I'm done with that.
Your being wedgie days are over.
Yeah.
You're not necessarily done. You haven't retired from giving. You've only retired from receiving.
It's not the kind of game you decide when you get to leave. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The game
Because
tells you when you're out.
one day you might get that call. Yeah.
My
You might get the
second
call.
cell phone will ring.
Yeah.
That I have in a little box at the bottom
No,
of my
like you'll just
closet.
be walking through the streets and you'll be like, that dude needs to be wet. Like you get the calling from the higher ups. It's not a physical cell phone ring.
Oh, right. It's a metaphysical calling.
Yeah. Like
I
you might
gotcha.
get the calling one day to perform a wedgie. And there's nothing you can do about that.
I feel like there's
That's a blood oath that you signed when you performed your first wedgie that you didn't know you were signing.
absolutely that's a contract with the
It's like-
devil.
Dude, did you see, speaking of, what's his name? Charlemagne?
Charlemagne.
What's his name?
Charlemagne the god.
No.
Oh.
Paul Atreides.
Timothy Chalamet.
Chalamet.
Yeah.
Speaking of Tim Shales,
Timmy Shay.
I watched that Wonka movie over the weekend.
Oh, did you?
Have you seen it?
No.
Well, I guess I'll just go.
Just talk about it, dude. I
Bury
don't want to
myself in a
watch
hole.
that movie.
Why not?
Because it looks bad.
It wasn't the best,
Okay,
but it was entertaining. Like it's it's
Also,
a bit more of a
I'm
musical.
not a
than I
Willy
was-
Wonka fan. Like the original Gene
Okay.
Wilder one, that movie I think is a horror movie.
I
It's
don't.
Scary.
I'm not a Willy Wonka fan either. I don't
Oompa
like the
Loompas are
look of the
scary.
Johnny Depp Wonka. Right?
I
Did
get
it?
like that one's creepy in its own way. I still find the original creepier, but that one's certainly creepy. I think for a lot of people. I just feel like Oompa Loompas are gonna eat my skin.
Well, here's the thing. There's really no Oompa Loompas in the Timothy Chalamet one.
except for that weird Hugh Grant one.
There's one Loompa, and he's
Yeah.
very tiny.
Just one loop.
Yeah. To start. That's anyway. I don't even remember where I was going with this. I was bringing it back to whatever we were just talking about.
Wedgies?
No. I don't know.
No, just wedgies.
Yeah,
No,
that's all I've got to so far. So let me check my itinerary. Yeah, wedgies was all I had. No, but I don't remember why it popped into my mind. But the reason that I watched it was because I saw like a TikTok video, of course, of a scene that like sucked me in. You know what I mean? And then I was like, I saw it a few times, and I was like, I'm gonna watch that movie. And then I went on Max the other day to watch something, and sure as shit, there it was. And I was like, you know what? I'll give this a try. And I liked it. I mean, it's musical heavy, which I wasn't banking on. Although the scene that I saw was a scene where he sings, so I should have assumed. But I thought, every once in a while, Willy Wonka breaks out into song. Doesn't mean it's a musical,
Always, yeah.
but it is kind of a musical. But it actually wasn't bad. Oh, I know why I thought of it. Because I said that when you sign a wedgie, it's a contract, blah, blah, blah. There's a part in the movie where, because it's like the come up of Willy Wonka. That's what the movie is.
Yeah.
And
His origin story.
yeah, it's Willy Wonka's origin story. And when he moves to the place where he moves to, when he goes there to go, make chocolate, or open a chocolate store more per se, he's about to sleep on a bench, and this creepy guy who's obviously, like a bad guy,
Yeah.
is like, looks like you're in need of a place to stay, kind of thing. Like, lucky for you, or good thing for you, you're in luck. And
Yeah.
and he goes, and he they're like, yeah,
Oh my
he's like,
God.
I don't have any shillings to pay for it or whatever. It's got it. They have they call money funny names.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
shillings or shekels, but it's something along those lines.
Sure.
And she's like, that's okay. Like, you just have to sign this contract. It's due.
Yeah.
Your room is 1 shilling. It's due, by checkout or by like end of day tomorrow, and you got to be out of the room. He's like, that's perfect. She's like, here's the contract. And the little orphan girl in the back is like, read the small print. You know what I mean? Like through the window. So he goes to pull on the he goes like lift off a flap on the contract, and it's like 30 pages long. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
he's like, well, all checks out to me. And they're like, really? And turns out he can't read. That's part of the movie. But then it's like they
Willy Wonka is illiterate?
Yeah.
That's so fucking funny.
Well, because his mom dies. Yeah. So the reason that he loves chocolate is him and his mother were poor. They lived on a houseboat.
Cool.
And everywhere they would go, or every time they'd go like into town or whatever, she would like get one cocoa bean or something like that. And then every year on his birthday, she would have enough cocoa beans to make him one bar of chocolate. And she would like put it in a custom Wonka wrapper. So he loved chocolate, and he thought it was like the best chocolate.
Yeah.
And she said that there was a secret, and
Oompa Loompa blood.
No, but that when he was when he was ready to open his chocolate store one day, since he loved chocolate, that she would tell him the secret. And then he died. So when he worked like as a boat hand for a while, saving up enough shillings to get to wherever this place was, and he decided to leave with 12, which didn't seem like enough to leave with to me, and it wasn't. Yeah.
I mean, the guy can't read.
Yeah. Showed up with 12. By the end of the first night, obviously had 0. And most of it was like going, like he was like, shoe shiners was what most of it went to. Like kids kept running up and shining his shoe and then asking for a tip. And
I might have to watch this movie, actually. I kind of really like this story.
It's not bad. And it's kind of a comedy. The guy from Key and Peele is in it.
Yeah. He's a police chief or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
I will. If you are going to watch it, I won't ruin this part of it then.
No, please.
But there's wherever this like place that he goes to open his chocolate store, it's like where the 3 greatest chocolatiers are in the world.
Yeah.
And they have like a monopoly. They're pretty much the mob. Like they literally get people killed for like trying to sell chocolate. So he shows up trying to sell chocolate, and like
the Nougat Yakuza.
So they send off like the police chief. They're like, take this guy out. Like he's got to go. We tried his chocolates. They're actually the real deal. You gotta get him gone. But the police chief's like, I don't want to do it. But they bribe the police chief using chocolate. So like they keep having to bribe him because Wonka keeps getting away and whatnot, and so like every time you see him, he's like a little bit bigger, and by the end of the movie, he's like 500 pounds. It's like a 500-pound Peel. I don't know if it's Key or Peel. I don't know which one's which.
It's Key.
It's
Keegan
Key.
Michael
A 500-pound Key, and it's just damn funny. Yeah,
I like that a lot. Actually, I like that story a lot.
Yeah,
I watched.
It's worth a watch. Like if you have HBO Max and it's free, I watched it on Friday night at like
Friday night.
I watched it from like midnight to 2 a.m. and then I went to bed.
I really don't care for Willy Wonka though, and I think you know what's funny is I actually was watching, or I had on in the background the movie James and the Giant Peach, which is also based on a Roald Dahl book.
I'm familiar.
And I think that
familiar with Dahl's work.
But, you know, here's the thing.
The BFG?
The BFG, shout out to him. But when we were, like, little kids, we didn't, like, grow up reading Roald Dahl books. Like, I think
like
our
third
first...
or fourth grade.
3rd or 4th grade, but I feel like school is what introduced us to Roald Dahl. We didn't just find it in, like, our home life or anything. We didn't like grow up getting read Roald Dahl or anything like that. And I think that kids...
The Screech Owls.
The Screech Owls. Shout out to him. The hockey.
Who stole the Stanley Cup?
Who stole the Stanley Cup? Dude, we should do Screech Owls versus the Boxcar Children.
I don't give a fuck
save
about
that.
I don't even know who they
Nobody
are.
does, Matthew. That's why they're
Anyway.
such great detectives.
Back to what you were saying.
They're on their own. I think that kids who grew up reading Roald Dahl books are weird. I think there's just something weird
They're
about
big
them.
time. What's the guy's name that did Nightmare Before Christmas?
Tim Burton.
There
is definitely some crossover
Yeah, they turned
there.
into Tim Burton.
Oh yeah,
Spent a lot of time in like Zoomies. No offense to Zoomies. Nothing wrong with it. No. Sorry. Hot Topic is what I was looking for.
Sure, Hot Topic. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I mean,
sorry, Zoomies.
Yeah, we want to apologize to Zoomies. We'll put out an official written statement. Yeah, if you were a girl who grew up like weirdly into Matilda, you have a Jack Skellington T-shirt for sure.
Matilda, I tried to watch because I people always talk about Matilda. I don't think I'd ever watch it. And I tried to watch it. Her dad. Well, is it a real dad? No, she.
Yeah. That's a real family.
That's the car salesman.
Yeah, Danny DeVito, who also directed that film.
That's Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
And am I the same version I'm thinking of?
There is a new Matilda that came out.
Did you watch the new Matilda?
No, maybe.
Was it a musical?
Nah.
I did not type anything just then. Yeah, it's Matilda. Here.
Show me some pictures of Danny DeVito and Matilda.
Direct TV. Direct to my butt.
Oh, I guess he's always got the hat and the bald cap on.
Yeah, see? No, brother, he is bald.
No, go back. One more. No, you got X out of this. That. Or he's got like the hair.
Like a toupee thing.
Yeah,
Okay,
not the
word.
bald cap.
Yeah, the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah, he's greasy. Greasy in that movie.
Oh yeah, he's a bad dude.
I would rather live with Frank Reynolds than I would with that version of
with Matilda's dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a tough call. I probably would take that too.
What's
actually.
that game? Nightcrawlers? What is that?
Yeah.
I'd play Nightcrawlers with Frank Reynolds before I lived with Harry Huffwood. What's his name?
I don't.
Come on, you're right
Wormwood,
there. You got
Wormwood.
Harry Wormwood.
Yeah, Harry Wormwood. Harry Wormwood. It's a sick name though.
Selling broken cars.
Yeah. It's a racket, man.
Yeah.
It's a tough deal.
Scumbag.
I watched Madam Web this weekend.
Is that a Roald Dahl?
Matilda? Yeah, Matilda's a Roald Dahl, dude.
I didn't know that was one of his works.
Oh yeah, he's got so many.
I guess I'm not as familiar with his catalogs as I thought.
Roald Dahl's done.
I also
all.
have never gotten to the part. So back to what I was saying, not to interrupt you again,
Not
but
at all.
I started like it was on or something, but I never actually got to the part where she's magical. Like
Yeah, I don't remember when she gets magic, but it's pretty. I think she starts sending kids
Doesn't her
around the room.
teacher show up and is like, "Your daughter's gifted"?
Yeah, well, because she's super smart. Matilda's
as far
like
as I
sick
got.
at math. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like the
that's as
whole
far
thing.
as I got. Maybe I'll pop it on. Maybe I'll get back in the Matilda games.
Because the teacher says a joke because they go to school and she's
Oh,
like,
like
we're gonna learn.
Do you know how to divide?
What's 3 times 3? And
Yeah.
everybody goes 9. And she's like, and someday if you work hard, you'll eventually be able to do 236 times 419. And Matilda's like
rips
the
it off,
answer is
the
blah,
answer.
blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah.
And she types in her
She's
calculator.
like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah,
That's
class.
right.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure there's some music that plays or whatever.
Yeah.
And Matilda's like,
Dun 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 dun. Yeah. Matilda pulls out a gun. Whoa, different version.
Whoa.
Different
It
version.
was 96. Yeah. Today. Dude, there's a problem with today's Matilda. If they made Matilda, you could never make Matilda today. Because somebody'd come in, Miss Trenchwell would throw that fat kid into she threw him in the cabinet with all the shards of glass and stuff.
With the spikes pointing out.
Yeah. That kid would come in with a Glock the next day.
Yeah.
That's why you couldn't.
Wait, what did she call it?
I don't remember. The Gnome Jabbar.
Yeah. The chicken coop is where you get thrown if you misbehave in Willy Wonka. I never got to finish my Willy Wonka talk. The whole thing is he signs this contract saying like it'll be $1, and the shtick is in all the fine print. It says like you get charged like 1,000 like for everything, right? So it's like 1,000 shekel, 1,000 shillings per stair that you walk up to your room. 10,000 shillings for using the mini bar, which is just the bar of soap that's in the bathroom. There's
funny.
like a pillow fee and like a blanket. And so like he goes back the next day to pay his 1 shilling. And they're like, oh, actually your balance is 13,000 shillings.
Oh my God.
And the orphan girl's in there for 30,000 shillings. So she's like, never getting it.
She's
Of
screwed.
course,
Eventually,
Wonka sells all
that chocolate business starts coming.
Well,
baby.
no. Well, yeah. Yeah. I mean, how much do you want me to ruin it? I'll ruin the whole movie.
Ruin the
for you
whole
right
thing.
now. He gets
This
his
is
store.
becoming a movie spoilers podcast. I'm here for it.
He gets his chocolate store, So they can't like ban him from selling chocolate in the square anymore because that's what he was doing to raise the money.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
he gets the chocolate store, and all the other people that are stuck in this like laundry
Slum?
mat. Well, no, they force him to work in like a laundry mat, pretty much.
Okay.
So they sneak out every day. Like there's a guy who's like an accountant conveniently, and a guy who like So they all like
Classic.
team up to make the store. So then he gets the store. The launch is like a huge, like everybody shows up, but the three heads of house of the other chocolate makers like poisoned all of his candy, and all the people start like growing into trolls and shit like that. Like not literally, but like yeah, pretty much actually is exactly what happens. And like their hair and stuff, not their physical body.
Sure.
Well, kind of. I don't know. You gotta watch it. So the place gets burned down because like the people riot or something like that. So he's like out of luck. They're never gonna get out. So the three heads of house say, "Hey, we'll pay you and all your friends debt out of that joint if you promise to never sell chocolate again." And he takes the deal to get everybody bought out. And then he gets on a boat to Antarctica. That's where they're sending him. But they're gonna blow up the boat. Like they're gonna kill him.
Oh my God! What the
Yeah.
fuck?
And
Willy Wonka by Tom Clancy.
in reality, he comes back because he figures out that the orphan girl is actually the niece of the one head of chocolate, but the head of chocolate doesn't want to like take care of her because his brother died and her mom was a poor he hates the word poor. It makes him throw up.
What is he, Mitt Romney? That joke would have killed in 28 in 08. In 08, that was a killer.
Yeah, I mean that. So then he comes back and he finds out that the girl they actually paid the sweatshop place another 30,000 shekels shillings to keep the orphan there.
Damn.
So and they throw her in a chicken coop.
Got it.
So he breaks her out.
That movie sounds insane. Par for the course, though, for, again, Roald Dahl, who's gross.
That's a Roald Dahl?
Willy Wonka's a Roald Dahl, baby.
didn't
He's
know
got
that.
Roald Dahl has got Matilda, BFG.
I knew the BFG and James and Giant
James
Peach.
and Giant Peach.
What else he got in his catalog?
Willy. Let's see.
What else is in the Roald Dahl
I think those are all the big ones. Oh, God, how the fuck do you spell it? Roald.
I have a sad story to tell you.
Oh, The Witches. Yeah, all the Chucks.
Roald Dahl catalog. What's a Chuck?
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
The one. The BFG.
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
James and the Giant Peach. You Only Live Twice. That's a Roald Dahl. Books. They might be under short story. Oh, no, there we go.
Nah. He's a bookman. Yeah, some of them are just weird. Look at this. Kiss Kiss.
I remember that book.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
Freaky.
I don't remember that book. I remember the cover.
The Gremlins. I
Probably
wonder if
never
this
read
is
it.
like...
Walt Disney.
Interesting.
That's by Dahl?
Guess so.
How old is Dahl? He's got to be dead, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. He's
Dude,
like
that's not
130.
Dahl, though. That came out in...
What?
The Gremlins came out in 45. 43. That's
maybe,
not Dahl.
Maybe he was just contributing.
But look at his other books.
Yeah, but he could have been like...
When did Willy Wonka come out? Scroll. 64?
64. So he could have
But then
just been
Matilda
getting,
came out in...
he could have just been getting his start. See?
I mean, that's a 43-year age gap between Matilda and the Gremlins.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see.
Dude, that's a... I mean, I guess.
Yeah, see, born 1916. 1916, died
Oh, yeah, so
1990. Matilda was
30.
like his last joint, actually.
We barely got that one off.
On his deathbed, he's finishing Matilda.
Yeah.
It's like, Dad, we want to say
And
goodbye.
Danny DeVito must play her father.
See, look at this fucking guy.
We'll roll. That's what he looked like?
Yes.
That picture doesn't look like it's from 1990 to me.
I'm sure it's not because he was dead by then.
He died in 9. That's what I'm
This
saying. So
this could have
that
been. I mean, this
looks
could have been like a
that's
70s
reanimated?
photo. Yeah, God, we're gonna
Reanimated pictures of
reanimate
Dahl.
Roald Dahl.
He looks like
That's
the
what our
BFG.
country needs right now.
He was the BF. He probably wrote. That's probably a biography.
Yeah, it's mostly him. He just sits all day farting, drinking soda and farting.
Is that what the BFG did?
Yeah. And he was like, I don't know. All the giants didn't like vegetables. But don't you remember there was that BFG drank that stuff that made you fart because the bubbles went down? So because the BFG is he's got this drink. I don't remember what it was called, Glugnard or something, I want to say. And
sounds yummy.
When you drink a soda, like a Coke, the bubbles go up, right? So you burp. With Glorp Plop, the bubbles go down, so you fart when you drink it.
Okay.
And that's a science of carbonation.
Okay. So when you pour a glass of Glorp Glop, the bubbles are going downward.
The bubbles are going down, yeah.
So you want to talk science. So the liquid was suspended in the glass. It was trying to float out of the glass. Did you have to be careful?
No, man. No, man. Because they're tiny bubbles. So it's not enough.
I know, but how can they escape?
They just pop at the bottom.
That's not science, Andy.
It is according to RD.
Fucking Roald Dahl should have spent some more time in science class, less time in.
I feel like you should spend more time in prison. I do not trust this guy. I do not like Roald Dahl.
So
he looks
came
like a
up with
pedophile,
Oompa
Mr.
Loompa-Dee-Doo?
Rogers. Look at that guy. That's an Oompa Loompa-Dee. He's thinking that right now. If you could read Roald Dahl's mind, it would just be playing that song all the time.
Story to tell you, or something like that.
Something like that.
Because that's what happens with Willy Wonka. The one Willy Wonka, and sorry to keep talking about Chuck Willy Wonka, whatever it's called, but
Thank
Wonka.
you for apologizing. It doesn't help the wounds, but it does feel nice.
There's one Oompa Loompa that keeps sneaking into his room wherever he travels and stealing his chocolate, because the chocolate that he uses, he stole the big cocoa beans from a sacred tree that the Oompa Loompas protect on some island.
Mm-hmm.
And that specific Oompa Loompa was supposed to be watching guard of the tree and dozed off when Wonka came and cut down the beans. So he got banished from his tribe until he can return or replace.
Of course.
So he has to steal, little by little. He goes and he sneaks into Willy Wonka's bedroom at night and steals his chocolate.
Yeah.
So
this is why Oompa Loompas are fucked up.
Willy Wonka thinks he's losing his mind. He tells the orphan girl, and she's like, "You've been eating too much sugar before bed, obviously, because he loves chocolate." And then he sets a trap and traps that said Oompa Loompa, who then does escape because he he asks Willy Wonka to hand him a frying pan, which Willy Wonka does.
Yeah.
And then he hits Willy Wonka over the head with the frying pan.
I mean, that's classic
He's like,
comedy.
"Can you hand me that frying pan?" "Sure." "Come here." "What?" "Yeah, a little closer." Boom.
It's all Three Stooges.
And then he grabs the jar of candy and jumps out the window.
Damn.
Yeah.
Fucking Oompa Loompas. I'll knock that boy out if I ever catch him. I hate those things.
He shows
They're
back
so
up, though,
scary.
and he's got a suitcase. This is cool.
Oh, no.
He shows back up on the boat. He's the one who convinces Wonka to go back and save the orphan child.
Okay. This movie sounds insane.
He shows up on the boat. It's just Wonka, who's got a first-class seat, which is just a bench outside on their way to Antarctica. Very miserable looking.
Mm-hmm.
And the Oompa Loompa walks on board with a suitcase. Plop. Goes.
That's fine.
Plops the suitcase down, clicks a button, it opens up, and it's got a full reclining chair in it with a full bar. So he makes himself a martini, sits down in his reclining chair, throws it back, puts it back in the suitcase bar, and then throws on an eye mask and reclines all the way like this.
All right, I'm kind of down with that, actually.
Yeah.
That's typically how I travel, so game recognized game. But I can't get over those boys.
We got to get off
Those
Wonka.
Oompa fellas.
I
would love to. I would love to get off of Wonka, dude.
Get
I'd
Roald
love
Dahl
to.
off my screen, man. He
Fucking Roald
screams
Dahl.
Wonka.
Yeah, he is. I can't stand that fucking guy. Folks, you're busy enough, all right? You know that. I know that. You don't need to add more stuff to your list, okay? There's so many things you can do to make life a little easier on yourself, all right? Think about how much time it takes to go to the grocery store. First of all, you got to go in that parking lot, which is fucking terrible, okay? There's never any spots. And even if there is one open, you start to turn in, somebody left their goddamn cart in there. You don't need that kind of stress in your life. The good news is you can get rid of all of that when you use Instacart, because with Instacart, you can get not just groceries, but some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your front door in as little as 1 hour. All right, and the best part is right now, Two in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $10 or more. This is a great way to get your groceries, people, okay? We're living in the 21st century? Yes, I'm getting confirmation now that it is the 21st century. So why are we still going to the grocery stores ourselves, all right? Use Instacart today. All you have to do to get that free delivery deal is hit the link in this episode description. Start making things a little easier on yourself and use Instacart today. Listen, if you're listening to this podcast, if you're watching this podcast, you're a person of taste. You're a person, you like the finer things in life, all right? Well, there's nothing better you can do for yourself than to go check out all the great merch that we have got over at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. This is merch. This is not like regular merch you're getting from other podcasts, other, events, things like that, whatever, okay? This is top quality shit, people, all right? We would not skimp out on the merchandise. The t-shirts, by the way, try blend. That's 3 blends of material. My God, they're comfortable. We've also got all kinds of great accessories up there: bucket hats, notebooks, fanny packs, water bottles, glassware, slides, whatever it is you're looking for. Stuff not just for Two in the Cooler, but also for Schemin' and Dreamin' and Quested, the other 2 podcasts that we produce right here. So go and check that stuff out again. snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. Link's going to be in this episode description. Go get yourself something nice, something that's going to make you look good, make you feel good, and supports the show. Folks, if you haven't yet, don't forget to check out the brand new Patreon page. It's patreon.com/snackspot. We got a lot of good stuff up there and a lot more on the way, so you're going to want to get in early. And the best part is right now, it's only $3 a month to join. So make sure to check that out, patreon.com/snackspot. Link is in this episode description. And if you're interested in advertising on this show or our twin show, Schemin', Dreamin', or Quested, the Dungeons & Dragons podcast we produce right here, you can email us. Reach out to us at snackspotsports@gmail.com for details on how you can start reaching tens of thousands of listeners in the Buffalo area and beyond. Podcast advertising, very effective, still booming. A big reason for that is the host-read ads, but there's a lot of stuff to it. Forbes has done some interesting articles on it, as well as Business Insider, that you can always check out. And honestly, there are certain things that speak for themselves. Like you look at McDonald's, State Farm, these massive companies with huge advertising budgets that you see their commercials on. If you watch regular TV, they show up there all the time. Moving into the podcast space. And it's really cool to see them kind of shift from that more traditional, print or TV advertising into something a little more relevant like podcast advertising. The problem is there hasn't really been any room yet for smaller local businesses to get in on the action, but that's what we are here for. That's what we are all about. So again, if you're interested in learning more about all those benefits to podcast advertising and why these large companies are moving into that space, reach out to us. Hit us up at snackspotsports@gmail.com. I watched Madam Web. I won't spend a lot of time on it. It was terrible. It was crazy how bad it was. It was bad in ways that I couldn't even imagine.
What was the Sydney Sweeney factor?
Dude, so, she's supposed to be one of the Spider Women. And, they're all in the trailers and stuff like that. It's like, here's Sydney Sweeney. She's Spider Woman and all that junk. None of them are that until, not even at the end of the movie. They don't even really become that at the end of the movie. Because Madam Web is like seeing the future and stuff like that. So you get flashes of these other people in costumes.
So she's not Madam Web?
No, she's not Madam Web. Oh. Dakota Johnson is Madam Web. But and Sydney Sweeney's character is supposed to be like this really nerdy girl. And it's just not viable at all. Not just because obviously she's like good looking, but because she's just acting like in a way of somebody who's never not been gorgeous. You know what I'm saying?
You just throw
like
a pair of glasses on her?
Literally, yes. That's exactly what they did, Matthew. And she's like, guys, I don't know if we should be doing this. And they're like, fucking tits are like popping out of the top of this thing. It's like, and the other girls are like trying to put her down, like, shut up, like, you nerd or whatever. And it's like, she's the most attractive woman in Hollywood, arguably, for a lot of people. Like, this is so crazy.
Bad casting,
dude. And I mean, you want to sell tickets, like you want to have big names to be these superheroes or whatever. But it's like, imagine if like Megan Fox played Zooey Deschanel's character in New Girl, and she's like trying to be all like quirky or whatever, but she's absolutely smoking. That's what this is. So it just really does not. It doesn't work.
I see where you're going there.
It was
This is the first time I ever finished water on a podcast.
Well, all that Wonka talk, baby,
Yeah, dude, got me
baby's making
thirsty.
you thirsty. Yeah.
Should we tee it up?
Yeah. I got to remember what it is.
Come on. I
Hold
just
on.
gave you half of it.
Did you?
Yeah. There's a reason I was drinking all this water.
Oh. The Who Would Win of the Week this week is Combos versus Gushers. It's a little bit of a snack attack, baby.
I said when we first decided on this, I said I hate combos.
You said, quote, combos are ass.
Combos are ass. Then I was like, but I am starving. And you were like, well, I have some combos. And I was like, let me eat them, please. So I ate more, like,
Couple of handfuls of combos.
I ate more combos than I should have. The problem was, I'm the type of guy where, like, I like to close up the bag with a few left in my hand. Because it's hard to close the bag, like, to, you know what I mean?
I can understand that.
But I had, like, when I had, like, two combos in my fingers, like, I was holding them, and I couldn't roll the bag back up. So I did it twice. I grabbed two combos, and I was like, all right, I'm put them away, and I went to roll the bag, and I was like, but I can't roll the bag, so I have to eat these two, and I was like, but now the bag's still open, I want two more. So I grabbed two more, and then ate them, and then forced myself to put them down. I ate too many. Combos are still ass. Like, in that moment, and this is exactly what I was going to say. I was thinking about this when you texted me about it in the first place. People don't eat combos. Like, nobody, well, I hope not. If you do, you're a serial killer. But nobody is like, nobody's like, oh yeah, I'm going to go home and like snack on my combos. You get combos because you're like on a road trip and you walk into a gas station and you're like, I need a different snack than I usually eat. Combos.
Something with a little a substance to it.
Yeah.
Because a combo, you look at a combo, it's a pretty thick little boy, you know? It's a
Yeah.
pretzel with cheese in the center.
Yeah. But they are not good. Those were original combos, cheddar combos, I think they are. So they weren't like, I remember road tripping, getting the pizza ones.
Yeah.
But again, like, I can't imagine those being good. Artificial pizza flavor?
It
Not-
tastes.
not
tastes.
sure if
It's
I'm a
been
fan.
so long, man. Remember when they came out? Well, not when they came out with like pizza flavor.
Pizza
really had a
Pringles?
moment. Pizza Pringles, pizza
Yeah.
combos. Yeah, like pizza. That was the only way to live back then. And combos themselves had a moment, dude. Like we were all kind of on board with combos.
But
for
it was
a
like
while.
in that sense, it was like cheese stuffed pretzels. Dude, I also looked at the bag out of curiosity.
Oh boy.
And here's a good example of why they are a contender in this fight. They're cheese filled. The expiration date on that, the sell by date, not the expiration date, the sell by date on that bag of combos is in September. That's 6 months away.
Wow. That's very. Yeah.
For pretzels with cheese inside of them.
It's all that salt. I don't know. Dude.
And here's the other thing I'll say.
It doesn't have to be good. It just has to last.
Although they did suffice my hunger at the time, I'm glad that I ate them because I would be starving right now. Now I just feel like garbage.
Yeah.
I don't feel good about myself.
Yeah, dude.
And I knew what I was gonna make for dinner tonight, and I feel like I completely ruined my appetite eating those. And I'm
Combos are
very
a big
pissed
appetite.
about it.
That's a good call about combos because combos, they sit in your stomach for a long time. They're literally like little cinder blocks that you just put, and then it
I know.
builds.
I don't feel good
There's a
about any of that.
There's a little Tetris game going on in your colon. You know what
So
I mean?
I'm not happy with combos right now. But with that being said, Gushers.
Yeah.
I'll give you my opinion on Gushers because I had already thought this through a little bit before I even agreed to it. I did a little thinking on this.
Great.
How would I tee this up? Gushers, on the other hand, I don't think ever expire.
I can't see
Like,
really
if you
me not eating
I don't
Gushers.
know, like,
Because they're, they're fruit snacks.
I don't really
kind
know
of.
what GMOs are.
Sure.
But I know that Gushers are a GMO.
It's its own GMO.
Like well, it's not one. It's just made up of strictly GMOs.
Got it.
Whatever a GMO is.
Okay. Do you want me to look up
And
what
some
a
red
GMO
dye,
is?
some red dye number 5 or whatever the one
Whatever
that
the
gives
bad
you
one
instant
is.
cancer.
Yeah. Instant cancer.
Yeah, it's that. That's what a Gusher is.
Yeah. It's chewy cancer.
Yeah, yeah,
That's all right.
yeah,
I love Gushers.
yeah.
And my testicles are gigantic.
Yeah. Goo-filled. Would you like some goo-filled cancer, please?
I'd like it better than non-goof filled. Just regular plain. Is your cancer a little too bland? You having that combos cancer?
Oh, yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
flavor blast that
Yeah.
shit, dude. That's how I want all my medicine.
Yeah, so you're talking about an immovable force versus an unstoppable object. What's that saying?
Yeah,
Marco?
it's pretty. Yeah,
Tell me it. Say it.
unstoppable force versus an immovable object.
Yeah.
So you just there you
Yeah,
go.
I did a little Uno reverse card on it.
That all
but,
works.
Because the cheese in most combos is pretty like stuck in
It's
there.
fucking packed in. Yes.
Whereas
it's
like a
airtight.
Gusher, when punctured, obviously
It oozes.
oozes its juice.
Yeah, it oozes. It juices.
And I also think like, but the Gusher juice could, begin to dissolve the pretzel, but I think the pretzel would stab the shit out of the Gusher before the juice was able to
Interesting.
penetrate the pretzel.
I kind of
Also,
hear what
I
you're
think
saying.
salt probably would hurt a Gusher, and obviously combos have a lot of salt
see
on
that.
it.
I
Like
do
putting
see that.
it's like putting salt on a slug,
Yeah. I
or a
see that.
snail.
I do kind of hear what you're saying, though, about this may be sort of a mutually assured destruction situation because a combo, again, with that compact cheese, with the pretzel shell, it could certainly smash a Gusher. But that ooze is really, the Gusher ooze is sticky, really, really sticky. And even with the salt, I don't think the salt's going to dissolve that ooze. I think it's going to get the pretzel stuck. I think these two might just completely destroy each other.
See, I don't think that. I think it's gonna be like a Chernobyl situation or something like that, where the combo defeats the Gusher, but then like 5 years later the Gusher, but then 5 years later the combo has like a third eyeball because it got the Gusher goo like on it. And
Sure,
the
right.
The GMOs cross-contaminated like the pond in the Simpsons movie, the fish with the
of
three
course.
eyes.
But
yeah.
that's the thing. Who's going to have the last laugh here? Because Gushers,
Well,
you can
Gushers
destroy.
are going to be
You can
dead.
destroy. Well, you can destroy the body of a Gusher, but the soul remains, and that's going to be the problem. The soul being the juice, which we all know. Just like in humans, the soul is where the
Yeah.
juice is where the soul is held.
I think that the combo would kill the Gusher in like a fight, but it would be like almost like a heavy dose of radiation hit the
right.
combo, and then 5 years down the line, the combo would
I mean,
die.
The
from
body
the
of
effects of that fight.
the body of the Gusher would definitely be easily destroyed, but again, that Gusher juice, that Gusher ooze, the gush of the Gusher.
The gush. Yeah.
I mean, the gush itself is impossible to get rid of. So I think at the end of the day, even if the body of the Gusher is gone, I'm still picking Gushers as the winner under these particular circumstances that we've laid out. I'm going Gusher.
I'm
Me?
going the opposite.
Me? I'm going Gusher.
I'm going combo for the reasons that I said. What I will say before we lock it in is, if you're thinking about building a doomsday bunker, combos and Gushers might be two really good foods to pack it with. Zero nutrients,
Yeah.
but again, nuclear holocaust, neither of those foods are affected. They're like cockroaches, I would assume.
Yeah.
But we'll lock that in. That's a divide, though. I think combos. Andy thinks Gushers.
Yeah, I'm going
Vote on
Gushers.
that on Friday on Instagram. Who would win of the week?
I'm going Gushers.
You got your notepad out. Fire
I'm
'em
just
off,
checking to
Andy.
see. Just checking to see if there's anything. I do not have anything
You got
good
nothing?
written down. Not anything good. I got a bunch of dumb shit written on here.
What's the dumbest?
The dumbest? You're not gonna like this one. This is so stupid.
Okay, go ahead.
Actually, both of these are pretty dumb. But I feel like the metric system is like the ultimate troll. Because we're the one country that uses the metric system.
It's
and
not
it's
the
so
ultimate troll.
complicated.
It's
That's
just
what it feels
stupid.
like. I don't know why I phrased it like that, but I did have a very good reason at the time.
We're the only country that doesn't.
Yeah.
What's our system?
Imperial.
Imperial. Yeah.
That's kind of a bad.
Dude,
that name
that's
is
why-
way more badass.
That's why we're
than the
sticking
metric.
around. That's why we're
Yeah.
sticking around. That sums us all up right here.
I didn't know that was the name of it. I thought we were like, this is gonna sound
You know
like
why?
this is very American of me, but I would have thought it was like standard or something like that.
Sure, but it's imperial, baby, and you know why? Because you know why the unit of measurement, the foot, is used in the imperial system, is because the
Bullshit.
this is not bullshit. You can look this up. There was a king, and he was like, I gotta measure things like the distance of things by like 1 foot in front of the other. His feet 12 inches long, or what we call inches now, and that's why a foot is 12 inches in the imperial system, because the king's foot, the emperor's foot, 12 inches. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, brother. And that's how it happened. Obviously. Because otherwise, I mean, what else? I mean, how else do you come up with a system of measurement? You know what I mean? It has to. That's the only way I can
Haven't
think
you
of
ever
to
seen
do
that
it.
Saturday Night Live skit?
Hmm.
You've never seen that Saturday Night Live skit where it's like the colonists, and they're like, "We're going to," you know what I'm talking about?
No, clearly I
Dude,
don't.
Google it. Google it.
Google what? You've given me no
Saturday Night
information.
Live colony skit. Colonist
There's so
skit.
many, Matthew.
No.
This is.
Fuck. It's not either of those.
No, of course it's not.
Show me more.
Matthew, you've given this show has been on for...
Scroll down. That's it. Washington's Dream. Dude, you ever seen that?
No. Yes, with Nate Bargatze.
Yeah.
I definitely watched this before.
That shit's funny.
Okay.
He talks about it in there.
Okay, terrific.
We should watch that. Keep that teed up, because after
Okay,
you
I
give me
will.
your next dumb fact or stupid thing on your list, what'd you call? You said they were dumb.
I
I'm not
know, but
telling
what?
you they're
So
dumb.
why are you making me say that?
Because I want to know what you said they're both equally as dumb. Which one was dumber?
I don't know, maybe that one. But this is I feel like the cold plunge for men is what journaling is for women,
Yeah, I can get on board with that.
because I feel like if you're like a lady of a certain age, you think journaling is going to solve all your problems, and I think if you're a man of a certain age, you think buying a cold plunge is going to solve all your problems. That's what I
think
that's the
both of them
equation I'm
are
moving to.
useful.
Yeah, but it's not like going to turn your life around. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people are like, I'm just going to fucking journal and then I'll get whatever I want. Or I'm just going to cold plunge and then wealth and power will come to me because I'm chilly, I guess, or whatever. Like that's literally
I think
what
that
it
there
is.
are. I see what you're saying, but that's
I'm not saying no. I'm not saying they're not beneficial.
No, I see what you're saying. That there's people out there that think that, but I don't think those are. I think if you were to actually be doing cold plunges and actually journaling for like a proper reason,
Sure,
then it would be
but it's also
properly beneficial. But if you assume that just because you wake up at 5 and hop in the tub and then go back inside and like go to sleep again.
See, that's a thing. Well, and that's a thing. It's like these things can be helpful, but you got to do other stuff. It's like if you just like run or something, and you still get fat. Well, you got to check your diet out too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like just doing one of those things. But I do think that cold plunge is the male equivalent to journaling.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, and I actually kind of want a cold plunge. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing
I might
how
invest.
low I can go,
I might invest.
if you know what I'm saying.
I and put it on my list. The problem is I should have done it in the winter when it was going to stay cold by itself. Now I got to get one that cools itself because it's going to be summer.
Yeah, one of them big old tanks.
Yeah.
I like those boys.
I'm going to get a tank.
Get it down cold.
Get
How
it down
cold do you think
cold.
you would start it at?
I don't know, whatever the temperature I'm supposed to start it at. I Google it.
I'd probably try to start at like
Yeah, I think you got to be
43
like
or
40s,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or I was going to say 40.
40 could be good.
I mean, you can't go lower than 32, so that
No.
only, yeah. Start at 40. All right. Well, Andy, you got anything else for me?
Oh, actually. So, have you been to Los Angeles before?
I have.
I'm going there next week, and I don't really know what to expect.
My least favorite airport.
Okay, I'm not going to that one because
You're
I've
not
heard
going to LAX?
I'm going to Burbank, which I did specifically because
I don't know about that.
I didn't want to
LAX
deal with that. I've heard it's bad.
is just dirty. Like, I just
Right.
thought it was gross.
Yeah.
Yuck. I mean, I haven't done a lot when I've been there outside of, like, very specific things.
Yeah.
I
feel like, oh man,
but I would like,
because I'm
Yeah.
going there for the podcast convention.
yeah.
I do feel like I could potentially get into an atomic wedgie situation because I'm going to be there. You know, there's going to be a lot of people there who, you know, I don't know. And if I see some injustice going on, you know me, I'm a good Samaritan. I've got to step in. And if I'm not carrying around my usual crime-solving tools, I might just have to use what's around. And an atomic wedgie could be good. Also, for a lot of reasons. I think, for one thing, like, let's say, you know, you're like a Batman type vigilante and you don't, you know karate.
Where are you staying?
necessarily.
Staying at where the convention is? Like,
I
you
think
got a nice
so.
spot?
There is a nice spot. I'm pretty sure it's that same hotel. It's the recommended hotel, so it's
Yeah.
probably the same one. But because if you like dropped down on a criminal and you wedgied him like in front of people, you can't come back. A grown man being wedgied by another grown man, I mean, you're toast.
Yeah. I feel like you got to stay within, like, the touristy things when you're – how long are you going for?
Like 5 days.
Yeah.
4
I feel like you
days.
got to stay, like, within the touristy stuff because I feel like it is sketchy – like, not sketchy, but I feel like there's some sketchy parts of L.A.
Oh, I'm sure there are. I also
I mean, it's
stuck
a
around.
major city.
Yeah, I mean, I stuck around Baltimore for a while.
Yeah, that's
So,
true. That's true. But yeah, there was like I was there for like 36 hours. It was brutal. But there was this donut place that we were like, we gotta try this donut place, like famous donut place.
yeah, sure. Yeah.
Donut.
Donuts.
I think I ordered incorrectly was part of it. Like, I don't think I got what
What'd
I was
you get?
supposed to get. I don't know, just some fucking donut.
Like a regular. What do you mean?
It was like a blueberry donut, like regular donut circle with like some pink frosting on top. But I think they have like specific like donuts that I should have gone with.
Sometimes you get too fancy with the donuts.
Well, they weren't, but it was just like they're called like it was called like raised or something like that. Like, it was just I think it was just a big donut.
Just a big donut.
Maybe I just got a small one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta watch out. It's like milkshakes and things. Like, people just start doing too much.
See, I'm
You get
you
back
know
to
me though.
basics.
I love an explosion of flavor.
I love an explosion of flavour. That's me. Yes, chef. There needs to be more of an explosion of flavour. That's what I'm on the lookout. Dude, you know what I watched a little bit of yesterday? You remember the show Unwrapped
Yes,
with Mark Summers?
Yeah,
Shout out to the
fantastic.
GOAT, Mark Summers.
I love that show.
It's on Max, dude.
All of it.
There's like 20 seasons. Yeah, so that's going to be my new
Dude,
show. I'm
like
glad
watching
flying
Smarties get made and shit like
Brother,
that. Dude.
come on. See, I feel like that's just such a very, you can find out anything
Dude,
back
I'm
then.
about to fire up some Unwrapped tonight.
It's so good, dude. The Cheetos episode was my favorite one. I'm going to watch that. I'm pretty sure it's in season 1. They have one where it's like Birdie Bot's flavored beans and shit, like crazy candy.
Jelly Belly.
Jelly Belly. They've got a Jelly Belly one. They do it. They do
What
it
else
all.
have they unwrapped?
They've unwrapped some Cracker Jacks and shit like that, but sometimes
I
they'll
remember
do
Cracker Jacks.
I saw a couple
Is there multiple foods per epi, or is it one food per episode?
Usually they'll do like a category. So it'll be like lunch snacks, right? So it's like, whatever you put in the lunch. I'm not sure. But again, or, like I said, crazy candy,
Little
right?
Bites, mini muffins.
Yeah, Little Bites, Mini Muffins. I think that is an episode. I kind of remember that one. But I think later they do things like there's like a Pez episode that focuses more on like the dispenser design and making and stuff instead of the food. So they unwrap. I mean, it's not just. I mean, all mysteries.
What was on
surrounding
before
food.
Unwrapped with that
Good
other
Eats
guy?
with Alton Brown. Good Eats, also a great show. Talking about science, talking about food.
Dude,
You can't beat that.
I just had like a overwhelming feeling of nostalgia
Yeah.
of like
Make you want
us-
to drink a glass of milk, right?
of us finishing dinner at our old kitchen table
Yep.
and then like going down into the old living room at the old house and like sitting there on the floor, probably fireplace on,
Yeah.
and like catching the end of Good Eats into Unwrapped.
Yeah.
Because I think Good Eats was 7, Unwrapped was 7:30.
That's correct.
We usually ate
That's
dinner
absolutely
about
correct.
6:30.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, Matthew.
So I do have
When it comes to Unwrapped, because
Yeah.
that's a core memory,
Yeah,
dude.
that is,
Unwrapped
dude.
was such
That
a good show.
is.
It's so worth watching.
and then maybe one episode of NCIS before bed.
Just as a treat.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Because this kind of brings up a good question. If there was one thing you could unwrap today, what would it be? You know what I think would be a great Unwrapped episode? I don't really care about this, but I think it would make good TV. Takis. Do an Unwrapped on Takis.
Dude, it's funny that you said that because when I thought in my head like what crazy shit would they be unwrapping now, the first thing that came in my head was Takis.
Takis is such an obvious.
And like I've
for
had
Unwrapped.
one single Taki in my life, hated it.
Yeah, I think they're disgusting.
I don't like how crunchy they are.
I do like the crunchiness. I just don't like the whole vibe. It's more of a vibe thing for
I don't
me
like
in
that they have a
Takis.
neon blue one.
Yeah, that's pretty
No
crazy.
chip should be neon blue.
Well,
I assumed it was like a dessert when it first came out. Then I found out it was spicy.
dessert Takis.
Like, is it a blue rat? Like, what flavor is that? Blue
That's a
rat?
good question, Matthew. I think it's just blue. I think it's just blue
The
flavor.
blue Taki, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Unless Unless Taki wants to throw a bag at us and sponsor an epi, then I'll start eating Takis every day.
Brother, we'll unwrap the shit out of Takis if they start paying us. What else could be? Man, if you did like a Takis, a Flamin' Hot Cheetos, and a you need a third snack, it'd have to be like
Some weird shit.
hot fries.
They
Just
probably
do hot
did
fries.
hot fries.
They might have done hot fries.
Hot fries
And
were
they did
big
do
at
regular
the time.
Cheetos.
Yeah. Like, it would need to be something weird. I don't even know. I'm kind of out of the snack
What
game,
about Pop
rightfully
Tarts?
so.
I don't know if they ever did a Pop Tarts.
Probably not.
Pardon me.
Talk
Holy
about
shit.
GMOs, dude.
Celsius
I told you
burps.
the other day.
If they did a Pop Tart unwrapped, boom, I'm there.
I had to drop a
That's all I
bomb
wanna
on
know.
somebody the other day. They walked in with a strawberry Pop-Tart, and I was like, dude, I know this is not what you want to hear, but the strawberry Pop-Tart, as much as we all, in our heart of hearts, believe that it's probably the healthiest Pop-Tart, and that's why we eat it,
Yeah.
is actually the least healthy of all Pop-Tarts.
Which is crazy.
And they were like, that was the worst news I could have had to start.
I literally
Yeah.
ate an ice cream sundae Pop Tart the other day, and I was like, "This is candy bar. This is candy bar," is what I said.
Dude, I love candy bars, so that's how I like my pancakes, candy bar style.
Well, that's different.
Shout out Mr. Joe.
Right. I'm more of a regular pancake man though myself, and then you put the syrup on. You add your own cheese.
Dude.
But we've
me
talked
and-
about this before.
Yeah. All right, Andy.
Let's get out of here.
I
Shout
love
out to Unwrapped. Shout out to Mark Summers. We should do
And
a Mark
Goodies.
Summers who would win. We do him versus Alton Brown. We do that
Summers
next
versus
week.
Alton Brown.
I also think we should do Paul Atreides versus Timothy Chalamet's Willy Wonka. Now that you've explained that whole movie to me,
Okay.
I like that matchup.
Yeah, we'll do that too.
Okay, perfect. We
Put
got
those
the next
both
2
in
weeks.
your brain because
We got-
we're not. Next week we're gonna be like, oh fuck, what do we do?
Yeah, Emily, will you write them down on those notes real quick, please? Thank you.
What would we do without her?
I
Probably be a little bit more successful, but. All right, Andy. Love you.
love you too. Let's get out of here. Thanks, folks.